So it's finally happening. This is actually in one of my polls that I was supposed to do a fruit tier list video, and I'm finally gonna be doing it today. By the way, before I start, this is all my opinion, so if you have your own opinion, you're free to comment it down below and I'll try to respond to everybody. I love you guys and I don't want you guys to miss out on a giveaway that we're gonna be doing because we just recently reached 115k subscribers. This is a Perm Yeti fruit giveaway hosted by my friend Zone. Shout out to Zone. Thank you so much for hosting this giveaway. At 120k, we're gonna be doing a Perm Dragon giveaway as well. So subscribe right now. And again, I put it here in the beginning because I don't want anybody to be missing out a permanent food giveaway. So subscribe, join our Discord down below, and let's go. So first and foremost, I would like to remind everybody again that this is just all my opinion, but this is my experience playing Blox Fruits for over 3 years now. I think even more than 3 years. I think I've been playing since 2020, like before update 7 even. So I've been a fruit build almost the entirety of the time. So I have a decent amount of experience with fruits. So yeah, let's get started. So right here, as you guys can see, we have the tier list right here. We're gonna remove the D tier because in my opinion, the D tier is just not there. I feel like all of these fruits have its uses. Even if it's not, very legendary or mythical fruit, I feel like it's still gonna have its uses. So first and foremost, we have Barrier. Now, a lot of people out there swear by Barrier being great, but in my opinion, right now as it currently stands, the highest barrier can be is at great, but in my opinion, personally, most of the time it's going to be kinda mid. The reason for this is because if you're not a great player, it's gonna be very hard to use barrier. And I mean, if any of the other fruits in here fights against barrier, they will most likely win. So I feel like this is better if you're like a sword build maybe. It has its uses, but in my opinion, it's just not the greatest, but that does have its uses. So I'm not gonna put kinda mid anymore because I don't want to insult anybody's favorite fruit. I'm just gonna put it as it has its uses, basically meaning it's a niche fruit. Some people can use it, some people can't. So let's go. This one right here, I believe, is Blade. Yeah, that right here is Blade. I feel like I will put this at it has its uses also, maybe even great. Now the reason why Blade is overpowered is because it makes you immune to the damage of any sword user in the game. So there are a lot of awesome and powerful sword builds out there that are very overpowered and you can easily counter them. Any sword build user out there is going to get destroyed if you have Blade. Not really destroyed, but most likely defeated if you have Blade, because you're basically immune to a huge portion of the game. You're immune to a lot of sword users out there, which is why I feel like Blade should be it has its uses probably at the top. Now I wouldn't really put it at great because it's really good only if you're a sword build or a gun build, not really as a fruit build. And since this is a fruit tier list, not a sword tier list, I'd rather put it at it has its uses. But it's pretty great if you have a sword, okay? Just put that in mind. Now here we have Blizzard. I'll put Blizzard at great. I feel like Blizzard has a lot of uses, so it's gonna be at great. Then we have right here, I believe this is Bomb Fruit. Now the legendary Bomb Fruit has to be at the meta. No, I'm just kidding. It's obviously gonna be at beginner. It's obviously gonna be at beginner. Then we have Buddha, which I'll probably put this at the top of great. Now the reason why I'm gonna be putting it at the top of great is because it's really overpowered, but I feel like it's more overpowered if you're a sword or gun build. I mean, if you use it with a fruit build, it's not that good, but I feel like it really deserves its spot at meta because it's just so overpowered in both grinding, boss fighting. It's basically good everywhere, so I feel like it deserves its spot at meta, so I'm gonna be putting it at meta. Okay, now I have Control here. Now Control is awesome. I wouldn't put it at meta just yet. Now a lot of people might disagree with me, but I'll just put it at great because I feel like it is a fruit that has great combos, amazing combos, can be used. But there's just so many other ways to counter it. Like for example, you could get out of the circle, and once you get out of the circle, your enemy will no longer be able to use moves against you. Right now, it's at great. It could potentially be in meta if you're very good, but I feel like it's at great. Now, once it gets a rework, that's when it's gonna change. Now we have Gravity here. My bad, I didn't mean Gravity, I meant Dark. Now, Dark is going to be at great. It's just an amazing fruit. Probably like right behind Blizzard. It's great fruit. Now here we have Diamond. I'll put Diamond at it has its uses. It's very good. It could potentially be at great, but I'll just put it right there. We have Dough. Dough is gonna be at meta. Yeah, Dough is gonna be at meta, probably right above Buddha, simply because Dough fruit just has a lot of combos. So there we go. Now we have Dragon right here. Now this one right, I believe, is Eastern Dragon. This one's Eastern, this one's Western. Eastern is gonna be at the top of meta. Now, again, I want you guys to know that dragon fruit is just basically unkillable. A lot of people say that it's not the best fruit. Maybe if you're not transformed, it's not really that good. But once you transform it, you're basically unkillable with dragon. There are some certain counters to dragon, but I feel like it just deserves its spot at the top. Western is probably the best fruit right now. I personally like Eastern more. A lot of people say Western is better, so I'll just put Western at the top of the fruits. So Western dragon fruit right now is currently the strongest fruit in the game. Its transformation is what makes it the best. If you are gonna remove the transformation from dragon, I'd feel like it'd be bottom. But if you have the transformation, it'd be right over here. But if you don't have the transformation, it could even go down to great, okay? The non-transformed dragon isn't overpowered, okay? There's a lot of better fruits than non-transformed dragon, but once you transform, you're basically a god. And then you have Falcon for beginners, Flame. Flame has a lot of decent combos. I'll put it at it has its uses. It's obviously not the most broken fruit ever, but in my opinion, it has its uses, and it definitely deserves to be at the top of it has its uses. It could potentially be even in great, in my opinion. So a lot of people can use it, but me personally, I'd just put it here, or maybe even here. Okay, I'll put it at the bottom of great because I respect flame fruit and I used to use it a lot. Now, gas, it's overpowered. Gonna go right above dough fruit. Ghost is revive or ghost, whatever you want to call it, is very overpowered. Personally, I'll put it at meta. I have one friend that makes such an amazing use of it. The reason why this is overpowered is because it basically gives you 2 lives. Okay, 2 lives. So imagine that you have 2 whole lives. Okay, this makes you the tankiest version of yourself. If you combine this with other races like fishermen, you're gonna be unkillable, or dragon. It's just a very overpowered and powerful fruit. The reason why it's not going to be higher than any of these other fruits right here is because Ghost needs you to have a sword build to make it work. It needs you to have a sword build or a gun build and not necessarily a fruit build. But it's just such an overpowered fruit. I don't know how I could put it anywhere below meta, because if you have it, you're basically gonna have 2 lives. And how is that not meta? Now, for the next one, we have Gravity. I'll put it at it has its uses. I just don't think it's amazing right now. It's gonna be at it has its uses. Okay. Now, the next one is gonna be Ice, I believe. Ice has amazing combos. I'll probably put it even above Dark here. It's pretty great. I just want to put it at meta because if you want to counter Ice, literally just jump 5 times and Ice is not gonna be able to do anything against you anymore. So Ice is easily countered by anyone that's Sky Camp. So it's gonna be just at great and not at meta. Kitsune is gonna be very overpowered, so I'll probably put it right here, right above Gas. It's a very overpowered and strong fruit. Then we're gonna have Leopard right here. Personally, I'd probably put Leopard right above Gas, right below Kitsune. I feel like Leopard's transformation is still overpowered, which is why it's gonna go right above Gas and right below Kitsune. Then we also have Light Fruit, which I will be putting at great, probably right behind Control. Love Fruit is an amazing fruit which I'll be putting at great. Now, the reason why it's overpowered is because it has infinite flight, which allows you to counter a lot of fruits. Then we have right here Magma. I probably put Magma at the top at great. Magma has its uses when it comes to combos and stuff like that, but I just don't feel like it's that good for PvP. Now, obviously, if it was a farming PvE situation, probably be at meta for farming. But since this is a fruits tier list combining PvP and PvE, but mostly PvP, it's just gonna be at the top of great. Then we have Mammoth, which is obviously gonna be at meta. I would personally still put Mammoth like right above a lot of these right here, maybe even above those, specifically because of the spam that you can do with the Mammoth form. So it's gonna be right above there. Then we have Bane, which is supposed to get a rework. I guess I feel like this is one of the fruits that need a rework. I would put it at somewhere in great, in my opinion, probably right behind Blizzard and Ice, like right there. Simply because it's a very overpowered fruit, but these other fruits above it just have more uses. Maybe even, it could be meta if you really know how to use it, but I just don't feel like it's that good right now. Then we have Phoenix Fruit. I feel like Phoenix should be above light, below light, maybe right here. Above some of these. The reason why is because it has an OP heal and it's just very overpowered. I made use of Phoenix a couple times ago and it's very good. It's a very decent fruit in my opinion. It's a very overpowered fruit. Not really very overpowered, but it's just very decent. I feel like it should be below light or behind light because light has combos. And Magma has good farming abilities and also has good combos, decent combos. But I feel like it should be behind Blizzard as well, because Blizzard is very overpowered as well. But Phoenix has this awesome form and an amazing heal, so I feel like it should be above these. And then you have Portal right here, which should be probably like right behind Leopard. Now there is probably not right behind Leopard, okay? Now the only thing that's keeping Portal from being the strongest fruit in the game, or from being ranked like right here, is because it requires you to not have a fruit build, okay? You cannot use Portal with a fruit build. It just won't work. The only way that you can really make Portal become very overpowered is if you use it with a sword build. That's the only way that it's gonna become very overpowered. If you know the combos with Portal, you can literally make Portal the strongest fruit in the game. But if you don't know the combos, it's probably going to be just right here. It's a great fruit. You can use it in a lot of scenarios, but if you don't know how to combo a lot, or don't know the combos, it's not going to be the very strongest. But if you know the combos, it's literally almost unbeatable. Quake has its uses. I'm going to be putting it above, below, probably be above Pain, behind Phoenix. This one right here is going to be at beginners. Rubber Fruit, the fruit of the overpowered Luffy. I feel like they should get an awakening and become Gear 5, but right now I feel like it should be right here. It has its uses. It's overpowered, you can cook with it, but it's just not the best. Then we have Rumble, which I'm going to be putting Rumble perhaps at the top of Great. The reason for this is because Rumble has a lot of good combos, but again, if you don't know the combos with it, you really won't be able to make much use. But I feel like it's strong enough to be at the top of Great, borderlining meta. It could be meta if you know the combos, but I just feel like it's more in Great rather than in, meta. Sand is probably going to be higher than Quake, maybe even higher than Phoenix. It has its awesome combos. Then you have Shadow right here, which I feel like it should be in the meta. A lot of people don't look at Shadow anymore as a great fruit, but I feel like it has a lot of good combos still. It probably shouldn't be in the meta anymore, but there was a point in time where Shadow was very overpowered. I'd probably put it right above Rumble, because it has a lot of one-shot combos that you could do with it. Maybe right behind Rumble, because I feel like Rumble has better moves and combos. So I'll put it right behind Rumble. Smoke, it has its uses. Sound should be put at Great, probably somewhere like right here. You have Spring or String, which probably should be just at Great as well. Probably right behind Sound. Then you have this for beginners. This is beginners as well. This Spirit Fruit, in my opinion, should be at the top of Great. At the top of Great, somewhere like right here. I feel like it should be even higher than Love Fruit because there's a lot of good combos you can do with it. So yeah, it's gonna be right there. This is gonna be for beginners. Now, this one right here, the 3 last fruits, this is, I believe, T-Rex. Gonna be stronger than Leopard in my opinion. Venom is gonna be stronger than, probably right behind Leopard or even above Leopard. It really depends. But just for the sake of it, I'll put it behind Leopard because Leopard is easier to use. Then for the Yeti Fruit, I feel like if you know the combos or if you have decent aim, it should be above above T-Rex. You know what, honestly, I feel like Yeti Fruit should even be right here. I feel like Yeti is much more easier to use than Kitsune. It has a lot of combos, it has damage reduction, so I'll put it right there. Okay, now this right here is my tier list with Western Dragon as the strongest, Eastern as the second, Yeti Fruit at the third, and Kitsune at the fourth, T-Rex at the fifth. Now the reason why T-Rex is here is because T-Rex has a lot of combos. Okay, wait. I feel like T-Rex shouldn't be this high. Alright, so this spot right here, T-Rex, and this one is interchangeable. I honestly feel like Leopard could be right above T-Rex specifically because it has a lot more spam. So 5th strongest is Leopard. T-Rex is at number 6 because it has infinite form, I believe. Now, you could, after the top 5 spot, you can literally interchange all of these right here because they're all very good fruits. But in my opinion, the top 5 is correct, the most accurate in my opinion. Then this one right here is my personal opinion. All of this is still my personal opinion. You're free to change it as you want to. But this, in my opinion, is the best fruit tier list out there. So, now if you find this video helpful or if you want to change some of the stuff that I put in here, then you guys are allowed to comment that down below. But don't forget to subscribe and join our Discord down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.